Hi everyone, I thought I would share this with you all. This is a huge scrapbook that I picked up at a flea market, and you can see all the pages there. Quite a lot of material in here, and it's going to be too much to do in one video. So I'm going to do this over a series of chapters for anyone who may be interested. What this consists of is somebody's collection of photos, newspaper articles, clippings, all kinds of things. As you can see how delicate that is over there. Relating to the solo Beatles from the 70s. And there's, for example, Long Island Press from July 1st, 1973. And this is Billboard survey top 20. And you can see all the items there that were at the top of the game. And I'm not going to do every single one of these because it would take too long, but this person was really dedicated to monitoring where everything was on the charts. And of course, this is like the very period where I grew up and was into all of this, the early to mid 70s. So these songs bring back a lot of memories for me. '74. I'm just going to go quickly. You can always freeze the frame if you like. Kung Fu Fighting. I remember when that was a big hit. As I say, they're not just newspaper clippings here. As I go on, you'll see, photos and things like that. So, now this is interesting. WABC Music Radio 77, hit list of 74. And you can see some of the songs. This is right at the period where I was really getting into this stuff, buying 45s. I was a kid. And you can see, look at these. And the guy put arrows wherever Beatles related. You're 16, number 10. Band on the Run, 26, so on. Okay, now we have news items. For example, Harrison suit wins first round, 1973. I guess talking about My Sweet Lord. Record reviews, Superstar Show makes superb Bangla set, talking about Bangladesh. And the person wrote over here, the dates, Billboard, December 18th, 1971. And every little detail here. Pop reviews, talking about the George Harrison Ding Dong single. Like this particular section has a lot of George stuff. Living in the Material World, Give Me Love, Give Me Peace on Earth. Talking here about the tour, George Harrison's tour. Harrison will play 50 dates. What's great about this is, for a really good price, I got all of these in one spot. I mean, you can't find all this stuff in just one section like this. Now, here we go. George meeting President Ford. Harrison solo concert tour. Was invited to drop by when in Washington. I didn't ask him about Bangladesh or anything else political, Harrison said after meeting the president. Quote, I didn't want to bug him. And, here's an ad in concert. George Harrison and Ravi Shankar and Friends. Billy Preston, etc. December 15th, 2 performances. Tickets on sale today, $9.50. Nassau Coliseum. Yep. Here's an article. Beatles still big? Sure looks that way. And we're talking about the 70s. I got news for you. They're still big in 2019. Here's a Ring in the New. Talking about the Ding Dong Ding Dong song. Clive Davis with George Harrison, Richard Perry, George Harrison. Harrison, a true visionary. You know, this is the kind of stuff here that I'm really excited about in this. When you get the billboard ads all together in one place. I mean, there are people who'll sell these advertisements and put them in a frame and charge you anywhere from 10 to 20 bucks. But I got a lot of them here. There's another one. Single U from Extra Texture advertisement. Beatle Harrison starts new life. Beatle George starts a new life with model Kathy. He quits group and his wife too. George Harrison, oh, not him again. Leo Sayer, Another Year is Poor. Talking about Extra Texture, the album that I think is a very weak Harrison album. I'm curious what it says here. And the end of the review pretty much sums up my feeling. And so it goes. Dismal cut after listless, insipid, dismal cut. Is this the same man who wrote Here Comes the Sun and I See You? Huh? Anyway, who was once thought the pithiest lead guitar in England? Oh, not him again, blurts the jacket, apparently in jest, but he's right. That's how I feel in the face of these bland preachments that I find self-pitying and arrogant in their aggressive sincerity and self-proclaimed tolerance. This album is as aggravating as it is embarrassing. Would anyone be sorry if he retired tomorrow, faced with another few years of records like this? The only reason for getting exercised about his career, is the subliminal certainty that George could be doing much better. It need have nothing to do with spirituality, per se. Consider the... And then it looks like it's continued, but... Amazing. The quiet Beatle revs up for a crash comeback. See, I like vintage ads like this. Discount on Capitol Records, spelled incorrectly with an A instead of an O. Capitol Records, new George Harrison. The best of George Harrison. LP $3.99, tapes $4.99, also available. And here are his other albums. Now this is interesting. Remember the classic Saturday Night Live appearance? And there it is. There's the ad for the classic appearance. 1976. Paul Simon hosts and George Harrison a special guest. Harrison to exit A&M and move to Warner Brothers. It's funny when you read these news items of the day, which are now already known history. George Harrison guilty of plagiarism. Harrison, Dark Horse, now on Warner Brothers after A&M stint. So you could just see, guys and gals, very cool having all these articles together. George Harrison and Dark Horse couldn't resist Mo and his big button. Another advertisement. He has advertisement for the single This Song, first 45 from 33 1/3 on Dark Horse Records. And there's an ad for the 33 1/3 album. Now here's a review of 33 1/3 which is a good George album. I think most fans agree. But let's just see. It says here, 33 1/3, his first record for Warner Brothers, has some attractive, enjoyable stuff on it. And Harrison himself avers that it's a very positive album, very up, and it doesn't compare to Extra Texture, which was a bit depressing, actually. Heh. Even the presumably inevitable Krishna hymns are outfitted with clever arrangement. Overall, there's an attention to such rock niceties as the hook, the catchy chorus, and the winning melody line, as well as a sort of cheery urgency, leavening George's naturally morose self-righteousness. There are clinkers here, certainly. He doesn't bring much to Cole Porter's True Love, and Pure Smokey, tribute or no, is really just lousy imitation Smokey. This song, what is it, Harrison's Monty Python pals point out in the middle of this song that it sounds like Sugar Pie, Honey Bunch, and Rescue Me. He makes his point about copyright infringement. But as music, it ain't much. I agree with that. I never really cared for this song. But I like the album overall. That he includes something as inanely Beatles-ish as Crackerbox Palace, though, augurs well. So, Garrett Graham says, 33 1/3 isn't important or innovative, but it is good-humored and entertaining. Well, I think this is a good place to leave off for this particular installment. It was pretty much all George. We'll continue next time with John Lennon.